Hey, fucking Unrelenting! Welcome to Austin, everybody. This is the check-in Unrelenting live, just to make sure Gene is live. Did you go and start the fasting?
Yes, today is day 6. Did I start?
Oh, day fasting? 6. I didn't know. I didn't see the big reveal.
Yeah. It's so do you want a little update on that right off the get-go?
Yeah, day 6. I want to know, how's your energy level? How is your brainwave level?
My energy level's low.
Your body's like, where's the food?
So, as I said previously from memory, day 2 and day 3 were definitely the tough ones, because that's when your body's like, hey, dude, you forgot to eat. Why don't you get some food?
You're like, no.
Yeah, by the end of day 3, it kind of figures out, oh, you're not going to feed me. Okay, well, I guess I'll start melting fat.
It's like, this is what, you're doing this on purpose, you bastard.
Mm-hmm. Well, purpose or not, I mean, at that point, it's kind of like, okay, we're plumb out of sugar, so we got to start melting some fat here. So it takes a little while to get into ketosis. I'm barely in ketosis. I mean, that's the other thing. It's like I've got a tester at home, and it's showing like the lowest level that it can detect. So it's still barely running. But the flip side of that, I'm just tired all day long.
Well, you had no energy until it starts really burning off.
Yeah, I've been like napping every day. I probably get around 12 hours of sleep a day.
And your normal day is usually about what, 4?
It's probably about 6.
Got to get them video games in.
Well, that's still happening.
I know. Well, you're trying to keep yourself awake, and I'm trying to go the other route. And again, not the fasting route, but I am trying to go back into the no sugar, no carb thing, which is another game all of its own. And because you have to really pay attention. Yeah.
Well, you saw the new pyramid.
Right. Which butter is good. Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Butter and eggs. I mean, so my omelet.
Filet is good. Eggs is good. Caviar is good. I mean, it's all the good stuff.
You take 14 pounds of butter, you put it in a pan, then you put like a few eggs in, you put an omelet together, and you're like, this is health food. Thank you, RFK
16
Jr.
pounds of butter, and what do you get?
Good.
Another day older and deeper in debt.
But your body processes it much differently than it does margarine, which is not natural. Butter is...
Oh, God, no. I don't understand how anyone could use margarine. Doesn't taste like butter, doesn't look like butter, doesn't smell like butter.
It's like we took an oil and we made it barely a solid, and we're going to pretend it's good.
It's basically just like yellow car oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat that. You can leave it a tub of it in your trunk for like 6 years, and it'll still look like margarine. So I get the natural butter thing. I get the going back to...
they've been sneaking margarine into the Irish butter, right?
I know. Well, there's cost-cutting measures all the way around.
Yep.
I wonder who makes the Irish butter for Aldi, because they have their own like house brand.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's a Kerrygold. We need like a...
made in China.
Probably. We need somebody
I don't know, man. A lot of people like Aldi. I just don't trust any products that cost half as much as they should.
Well, there's a lot of it which is no advertising. So, I mean, you can make Frosted Flakes without having Tony the Tiger and doing... Do they still do television ads? Do they still play cartoons on Saturday mornings?
I don't know. I don't see ads.
I don't either. So I'm wondering if they're still advertising on all that kind of stuff. I'm assuming there is somewhere.
Right.
I'm sure Kellogg's is putting money into advertising somewhere. Whether anybody's seeing it or not, I don't know. But it's the same stuff at Aldi. The cereal tastes the same.
But I really kind of get the feeling that since the 50s, all these companies are all multinationals now. And so they, if they're not making money off cereal, they're making money off margarine. And if they're not making money off margarine, they're making money off tomahawks. And it's
steaks or missiles. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Guns or butter. In the end, it's all going to the same pocket.
I wouldn't mind a nice tomahawk chop right now.
Shut up. But yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, I threatened to, and I didn't because I'm a really nice person at heart.
Let me say this. Don't be a Ben.
Does he do? Did he? Well,
he wanted to do like food report and talk about all the great food he's eating.
What he's had lately. See, but I'm going the other way because I'm like, no, I did our grocery shopping yesterday. And for the first time yesterday, and I know it's a small thing, but I've got the 5-pound bag of Eli, the coffee guy from Gigawatts, his Chitin Key Roast, which is a really nice tasting coffee. And you don't need to put the creamer in it, but I've always got Snickers creamer. So I'm always like, well, let me put a little bit into
it. Decaf or regular?
It is regular. Yeah, decaf's for suckers, man.
The only thing I can do these days.
No, you need a lot of caffeine with this fasting. You want your heart to beat at a much higher rate when you have no fuel.
I've been going on water. I think I'm going to start drinking tea again today, with no sugar, obviously. But I wonder if that'll help me get past the 12 hours. Because here's the thing. I could be getting tired and wanting to sleep all the time because of the lack of food, but also drinking water instead of iced tea is like taking all the caffeine that I'm used to.
I'm surprised you haven't had migraines. I'm surprised you haven't.
I did. I don't ever have migraines, but I did have a slight headache on day 2.
The caffeine withdrawal is serious, and you drink a lot of iced tea normally. And that's a lot of caffeine to be going to 0. You should have kept that up because it's 0 calories. That's okay on a fast,
It is 0
right?
calories, yeah. I just didn't want to be, tasting something that's artificially sweet and might get me to eat something that's actually sweet.
Oh, see, the artificial sweeteners, those are evil. You need to just go with straight black tea with no sweeteners whatsoever.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm going to do that today. And something I haven't done because it's actually kind of cold here. I think it's like 60 degrees ish.
That's about what it's going up to today.
Cold
they say
means
here.
the air conditioning is not running for people that are curious.
In Austin,
it's running the rest of the time when it's not cold.
It's 42 degrees here.
Yeah.
Going up to about 60. So
pop out at about 68 today.
I just turned the heater off, so didn't want to keep heating up. If it gets warm outside, you don't want to do that. Too hot then.
One place in the house where you just never even would notice what the temperature is if it's cold outside, and that's sitting in front of the 4K monitors I got here.
Well, that's like sitting in an oven. That is like
you feel bathed in light.
I mean, and it's interesting the heat that these devices put off. And the monitors definitely put off more heat than you might expect. And the other day, after I was running some stuff on the studio, I could hear the fan kick in, which is a rarity.
Ooh, yeah. I was going to say.
It wasn't, annoying. The hard drives that I have right below it in the desk were way more noisier in the Drobo, but I heard it and I went and I touched it and it's like, oh, it actually feels slightly warm. That's different too. Heat dissipation. But I did get one of the thing you pointed out right before Christmas. And I'm like, oh yeah, just made my mom buy me one of those. Like, what do you want for Christmas? One of the B-Link, put 2, you can put 2. I only put 1 in there so far.
Okay.
But that seems to work just delightfully.
Does it go below or on top of your thing? I can't remember.
Either. They come with, and I bought my own cable.
Flip it? Okay.
Yeah, I bought my own cable. They come with like the hard little thing that it's supposed to look so nice and tidy. Yeah. It's made exactly so when you put it on or below, they come with both versions. And I put it on top because I'm like, well, the thing never gets all that hot. And the memory, I would think, would be the thing that would be getting hotter, right?
It does. Yeah.
SSD drive that's in there.
Does that have its own fan or not?
No. I mean, really, it's hilarious. And you can see it. They're very upfront about this. If you look at that product listing on Amazon, they show you a photo with it open, and it's like 95% empty. It's great.
Empty, yeah.
All it is the area where the little board where you would connect the two SSD drives. Otherwise, empty.
Yeah.
So it's all for looks. It's all made just so it looks pretty on top or below.
Same color? They got the color right?
Yes, it looks exactly. If you have it sitting just right, you wouldn't even think that it's part of a different thing. It is.
Wow.
It was perfectly done, so I will give them that. I was slightly
How thick
bummed.
is it? It looked like it was pretty thin.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe about an inch in height.
Okay.
So, I mean, it is a very small addition to wherever your studio is sitting.
Yeah, it expands your hard disk capacities.
The drives where it was a little bit slower, and then I read, they have a version that is one drive that gives you like the super duper speeds. This one, because of the lanes and everything with the two.
Okay.
It maxes out lower than the drive in the studio, but it is
of course
a little bit faster than the other external thing that I had bought for the Mac Mini. So it's not bad, but you could always use more hard drive space thanks to.
And that would work with either the studio or the Mini itself.
It'll work. It's just the form factor is for the studio.
Right, but the studio is the same form factor as the Mini used to be.
No, the studios are larger. Why? Or you
I
mean
think they're larger than the current Mini? But
right? Okay, so the old Mini was the same, right? When they originally came out, right?
Yeah.
So if you have an old Mini,
yeah,
but who's
which
still using an
the
old
M1
Mini?
Minis, or even the M2s are. I think they switched to the M3s.
Who would use those old ones, though? I mean, you got to upgrade, man. You got to upgrade. You got to get faster. You got to get more.
It works perfectly fine for doing this podcast.
It works perfectly fine for almost everything, which was the intriguing thing I found with the Mini. And I did not get the Pro version of the Mini. It was the basic chip, but I did get upgraded memory. So I went from 16 to 24. And I think that actually helped out quite a bit for doing the stuff that I do, because I do work with a lot of large files. But using the Mini, I never felt so. If I didn't need another computer for the wife, I would have probably been happy running that Mini for another year or two.
Yeah,
but it was like, if I'm getting a new one, the studio, man, and I wanted to run. I was not running the LLMs on the Mac Mini, where the 128 gig of RAM helps.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad about not getting the 512 gig version, because that is just, 10,000. Sure. Sure. No, I'd rather split that in half.
And it wouldn't be any faster. It would just let you use a bigger model.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is the interesting thing about that.
AMD has come out with a new set of motherboards and presumably CPUs now. And they're not the top end ones. They're like mid tier, but they're made, instead of for gaming, they're made for this stuff. But it uses the same type of architecture as the Mac with the unified memory.
Right.
So it's, you can get, I think 256 is the max that you could put in there. But, 256 on the PC side, it's definitely going to be cheaper than the Mac Studio, assuming everything else is very close.
Yeah, well, this is the arms race now to running the LLMs locally. Although I don't know if 99% of the population even understands that you can download and run, and how many different models there are out there.
Yeah.
Most people just know ChatGPT. The ones that are really in the know have heard about Claude and Perplexity and these other things. Otherwise, they're like, just ChatGPT. I don't think most are aware that you can run them locally.
Who else is shilling Perplexity right now is
Rogan. Rogan?
No, Rumble.
Rumble too. I think, isn't Rogan on doing I heard somebody say he's showing Perplexity.
Maybe. But yeah, Rumble, if you sign up for the ad-free version of Rumble, whatever they call it, Rumble Pro or whatever the hell it is, they immediately give you a little thing that says, oh, would you like to do it with Perplexity for just $10 more a month? And I'm thinking, like, how many people that are going to watch Rumble really need to have Perplexity?
None.
Because Perplexity doesn't give you access to the models where you can do whatever you want with all the news and shit.
It gives you access to a bunch of different models, but it is, there's a scam somewhere in the Perplexity, and I think this is 100%, again, speculation, not stock advice or financial advice. But I'm on year 2 of a free Perplexity subscription that they charge $200 a year for. The first time it was through Xfinity, which what percentage of the United States has Xfinity as their internet provider? A lot.
Yeah.
They were giving away a free year to everybody that had Xfinity.
That seems weird.
Yeah. And so when it was done, I'm like, screw that. I got rid of the account. I'm like, okay, here, I need another free year. And searched and found that Samsung. So if you have a Samsung phone, doesn't matter how old or new, I think we talked about it because you had an old Samsung. If you go into the Samsung Play Store, not the Google Play Store,
right,
install the Perplexity app and create an account, it will give you a year free. And I tried that and it did. So everybody with the Samsung phone and everybody with an Xfinity account, free year.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people with Samsung phones.
Yeah. Don't tell me this isn't a play to sell this to Apple or somebody else. Like, hey, we got like 89 billion people.
Users. Yeah.
That's what this is. This is a scam.
Yeah, because all they are is a reseller, basically.
Correct. Because they have, I think they may have their own in there, their own LLM, but it's mainly, hey, we're going to take your query. And I think the main thing their LLM does is figure out if the best LLM to answer would be Grok, ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini.
Oh, does it? I didn't think it included Grok. Does it include Grok now?
It does. Which this was the funniest thing with
they
Perplexity.
Sure as hell don't advertise it.
No. Well, the funniest thing with Perplexity, I don't know if it still does it. You could ask it the really dirty questions, and it would tell you that it couldn't help you. And then if you went and you selected Grok as the model, the original response was still, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. But 2 seconds later, the answer was coming up from Grok.
Oh, that's great.
It's like, so yeah, that's interesting on where they're trying to put the guardrails.
Yeah. Between a system that works,
right, and
they're trying to put it in the middle.
And it says, no, I can't help you as the system is creating its response to push through their, the API that they're using. I find it to be interesting. I go back and forth mainly to do show notes and things like that in chapters, because there's something, it doesn't matter whether it is the latest version still of Grok, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever, they still have problems taking a transcript and giving you accurate timestamps. It's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
That they can't do that, because that's just simple math. It would seem to be easy enough. And almost every time I have to tell it, and that it'll figure out what the problem is usually. But it'll give me chapters that are either, for a 2-hour show, the chapters will either end at an hour or 3 hours. It's like, no, you're getting this wrong. And often it covers the whole transcript. It's just not good with figuring out how to convert the minutes and seconds to total seconds. I know it's confusing because you have to multiply 60 for the seconds, then add the extras, but you would think this would be a fairly easy formula for a large language model.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do that right still a majority of the time.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's very weird.
Well, I still have not made any kind of foray into running my own LLM. I think Grok's been working fine for what I do.
Well,
although I will say I am somewhat disappointed in Grok's 2 video ability because it can't do good cigarettes.
Wait, what do you mean? It's like, so you can't do an image with somebody smoking?
Well, the image to video function of Grok
right
doesn't know what to do with a cigarette.
Now, let me ask you this. Can you make a video in Super Grok? I don't fucking get this because I paid the extra to X. Yeah. And I have Super Grok inside of X.
Yeah.
And I go to create the image like I would for this show. And I put a great one in there in the X. But it won't convert to video in Super Grok, where if I go to grok.com, it does. But at grok.com, even though I'm signed in with my X credentials, I don't got Super Grok at grok.com.
Right.
I have to go to X.
I do.
When I go to X, where I have Super Grok,
right,
it'll create the image, but then there's no way to create a video. And I'm like, how do you create a video? And it's like, oh, I don't. It's like, well, but your regular Grok does.
Because I know if I tell it to do that in X, it will launch Super Grok.
Is there a different URL for Super Grok, or is it just grok.com?
No, it's just a selection inside of Grok.
Very weird.
It's just, it's using Grok 4.2 Deep Think is I think what I'm using.
And the other day, and I thought it was
Grok 5 is supposed to be off the hook.
Well, it was having such issues the other day. I thought, like, what are we giving it some weird things? Because I was trying to work with some text. And I'm like, they just like format it and give me a link. And it was giving me something that was definitely not a link, just random characters going on and on and on. But then it looked like it was down. So I think something happened where Grok melted down. Probably too many people using it at this point.
Uh-oh. Did Grok go Nazi again?
Maybe. Could be it tried to take over Ukraine or Venezuela.
Yeah.
You never know. It might have. You got to be careful with these LLMs.
Well, speaking of Ukraine and Venezuela, so I changed my icon on X again.
Are you standing behind the people of Venezuela?
No, yeah, I know, right? I got rid of the old yellow and blue.
No, that was such a cool icon.
It is a cool one. It's the blockbuster one, and now I went through the archives, found the old Iranian flag, and put that in there.
You stand behind the people of Iran?
That's right.
Definitely what a Russian would do.
Big supporter of Iran.
Vlad's little children.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think they're getting fucked right now big time. So I'm really hoping they manage to overcome this.
You mean overthrow the government?
Once they cut the internet, that shit's going to go down.
That's a surefire sign. Things have gotten real. It's not the first time it's happened in Iran either, recently, but when they're trying to keep the information from flowing. But wasn't Elon like, hey, I'm going to turn on Starlink?
Oh, did he? I didn't see.
I thought so. Maybe that was for Venezuela.
I don't know if he's allowed to turn on Starlink, frankly, because I don't think any of the laws have changed around Iran.
You never know. Could be a revolution, man.
I mean, I probably would have heard it if they changed.
Well, yeah, you would get the call from your handlers.
Oh, hold on. Something's coming in.
Comrade Gene. Iran is ours. Yes. Gene's going to have a palatial home
what
in
made me
Iran.
become Russian again is, whatchamacallit, is Syria.
Make Syria great again.
The human abuse happening in Syria right now is off the hook. It is insane out there right now. The new regime that was boosted by the U.S., it's kind of like we came in and installed Taliban. Well, oh, wait, we already did that in Afghanistan.
I mean, we have a track record.
We kind of do.
So if you're going to go and fuck with people, you can't do it. And it's the same exact thing.
It's just like, oh, where did Taliban come from? Oh, it came from the Mujahideen. Oh, where did the Mujahideen come from? Oh, we created that to fight the Russians. Oh, why did we take over or support the terrorists taking over Syria? Oh, to fight the Russians. Oh, that's right. Okay.
You always have to fight the Russians. They are not
Why
good.
did we go into Venezuela? To kick the Russians out?
Well, it is so interesting that both sides of the political aisle, the pundits, the idiots that are on the internet, if you're a right-winger, your story is, hey, this is hitting Russia and China right where it hurts. And if you're a left-winger, it's, we've traded Ukraine for Venezuela. Like, nobody has the ability to actually think these things through. Beck did
that
a
would
decent
not be
job.
a bad trade, honestly.
No, but I think
it's
Beck
number one producer of
oil,
not producer, number one field of untapped oil in the world.
Right, which it was producing up until the commies took over and went, we could do it better, and then their production went down.
No, I think you misheard. They said we could steal it better.
Yeah, well, then they didn't. It's like Landman. You got to know what you're doing to get that oil out of the ground.
Yeah. And, when you get that oil out of the ground, someone always gets hurt.
That's true.
Yeah. You've been watching? You caught up?
Oh, yeah, I'm caught up, man. Yeah. I can't believe there's only like 2 more episodes. And you're like,
is that it?
Done shit. There's only 10, I think.
These short seasons, man.
No. The casino scene in the last one was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, this was obviously bought and paid for by the casino
industry of America. Which anyone who's actually been to a casino, now let me set up the scene just so people understand. So the main character's crazy, insane ass wife, she has this thing about making herself feel good by taking old people and doing shit old people shouldn't be doing with them.
Drinking.
Like getting them drunk.
And
this was let's take them out to the casino. And they've taken them out to the stripper club and everything. They go out to the casino and she's, they took like, what,
$10,000 to give to the old folk.
To use for the old, which, okay, fine. If you're rich enough, whatever, which I don't think they are rich enough for that, but whatever.
But they had it in cash in the house. So there's also that.
Yeah, but that might have been just the emergency 10 grand. Not the normal 10 grand.
Not the fun 10 grand.
I mean, who doesn't have a 10 grand of cash in their house?
At least.
If you don't, you should, because when shit hits the fan, you've got the first 5 days, you can still use that.
That's true.
The first 5 days, you switch to lead.
You better spend like a mofo in those first 5 days.
Oh, no. A bottle of water is going to be $1,000.
Well, at Gene's store.
Well, that's normal Austin prices. That's true.
Go over to the HEB, like $4,922.
Oh, Christ. Yeah. Hey, that's the other thing. It's interesting about fasting is your food bills are way lower.
It turns out, if you don't eat anything.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Now, most people just offset it with cocaine. So, I mean, then your energy level stays up. It's Austin.
Yeah, people that don't really do coke here. It's why I know one guy actually that does coke, but I haven't talked to him for a while. But coke is not a popular thing like it used to be, man.
I know. People are now doing weird drugs.
Drugs
that can kill you with a slight a slight variance.
Yeah.
A slight amount. Whatever happened to the good old days?
I know, right? We were just talking about that with Ben on my other podcast, Just the Good Old Boys. As saying, the days of doing coke while taking a Cialis, we're talking about having long,
intimate relations with each other.
Going for a long time, if you know what I'm saying.
He's like, I'm here.
Yeah, it's like you do that these days and you're liable to be dead.
Most likely.
And by you, I mean me.
Right. Well, your arteries do not contract and expand as like they used to.
No, they're not made of rubber anymore. They're made of like tin.
You put a hole in tin, you got a problem. Not going to self-fix that situation.
Ain't getting out of that, that's for sure.
So they're at the casino and they're having a good time. Well,
right. So, yes, that was the setup. Well, you tell what actually happened.
Well, Ellie Larder is the wife, and she plays that role
the
so
craziest wife, like in a funny way, but she's absolutely nuts.
Yes, the kind that you really should fear for your life if you make her mad. Well, the two old dudes are sitting at the roulette table, and they already blew their money, which I'm guessing was about $1,000 a piece. I think everybody got.
No, it wasn't that much. It was probably about $500.
So if you think there were like 20 people there, they took maybe. I don't know how big that bus was, but they each blew their $500. And she's like, "Oh, you did it wrong. You just have to, put it on it and let it roll." So she, goes out like, "How much did you lose?" So if you're right, probably 500. So she takes out $1,000, I think it starts with, and puts it on black, and it comes up red. So then she takes out, and there was an interaction with the dealer, whatever you call the guy at the roulette table.
Yeah.
The host, And she's like, "Well, all you have to do is this, and you're guaranteed to win." And he's like, "No, ma'am, that's not true."
Yeah. No.
She's like, "Would you want me to?" She's going to prove it to you. Oh, yeah. So she throws down that 1,000, loses, throws another 2,000 down on black, loses again, throws 4,000 down on black, loses. Now I already am doing the math in my head, and she's already spent way more money than she came in with. But that's not the point.
$7,000.
That's not the point. It isn't until like the fifth or sixth time that it hits.
Yeah.
And then rather than taking her money and walking away, let it ride. Wins again. Instead of taking her money and walking away, lets it ride. Wins again.
Yeah.
Instead of taking her money, lets it ride. Wins again. It was like 4 or 5 times before she takes the cash.
Like 4 or 5 wins in a row.
Which was like $100,000 in cash.
Yeah, I think he asked the daughter, "Well, how much did she win?"
Yeah, when they came home. And I'm like, is she like Rain Man? Because she knew the amount to the penny.
No, she's just dumb.
No, so chicks know what kind. They're good with money. Problems. Dumb chicks are good with money, Gene. They know how much.
They know how to get it. 2 problems that I can see wrong with this. Number one, every casino I've ever been to has a difference between table minimum and table maximum of 20 times.
Yes, you can only go so high.
That's 4 bets. So she would not have been able to make her last bet in a normal casino unless you get special dispensation from the pit boss,
which he's
not going to do if he knows what you're doing.
No, I think he would because he's like, well, you're going to lose that eventually.
Because what she's doing is the same strategy that you can use in blackjack. You can use in a lot of games, which is simply for every losing bet, you double the size of the bet the next hand. And you could totally do that in blackjack. And I've done that in blackjack. The problem is that the casinos absolutely have a maximum bet limit on a table. So if you start off on a $10 table, your maximum bet is usually $200. You can't go above that.
And the odds are with the casino, especially on games like roulette.
Yeah. The other part of it that I think they glossed over is that your first win after all those losses feels like a big win, but all you really won
is your money back.
Your original bet back.
Right.
Because everything else is just the money you put in after losing your first bet. So really, if let's say she did it 4 times, right? So you start off with $1,000, you lose that. You go to 2,000, you lose that. You go to 4,000, you lose that. And then on her 4th bet, she put in 8,000 and she wins that. How much did she win?
Well, 8,000 to 8,000. It's a 50-50.
You won 1,000.
Yeah. No,
it'd be the same thing as if she pulled out $8,000 in the first place. And then instead of winning or losing, she bought insurance in blackjack. And then,
if you bet 8,000,
she would have gotten paid on insurance.
And win, they're giving you 16,000, but you've already lost the money.
15. Yeah, you've lost 15 and they're giving you 16 back. It goes, woo, big winner, 16. No, you just basically got 1,000 that you won. You won 1,000 the hard way.
And that's where a rational person takes the money back and runs.
And is like, oh, I'm done.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, if the casinos didn't have a limit, then you could totally do what she did, which is regardless of how much you put in, you keep playing until you have like 5 wins in a row. I mean, you could do that on the computer. You could write a really easy little program that basically just says, do a random number of, odd or even, and then look for the first time that there are 5 odds in a row. And it'll tell you how many times you would have to double your bet in order to get those 5 in a row. And it's probably going to be like about 35 or so, 35 bets in a row. But, you will end up winning at some point, or you'll win multiple in a row at some point.
How to beat the casinos here on Unrelenting. Well, this is not monetary advice. This is not gambling advice. This is entertainment.
No. But, I told you before, I was a professional gambler for about a year.
You were a professional everything for about a year. I don't know. You should write just like a book on here's what I've done professionally.
I really should. I've got a lot of material for a book, man.
This is exactly it.
No, I played poker for a year. That's how I made money.
Well, I like watching the YouTube videos, and they're probably because of you, that pop up on cheating the casinos. Mm-hmm. And there was a couple that did it, a Asian woman.
Are you talking about the guy with a lot of tattoos?
No, scam was, what is the card game that they play? It's not poker. It's not blackjack. It's more like, is it Baccarat or something like that?
Baccarat is it's a game a lot of people don't play because it can get expensive. Pai Go is popular with the Asians.
Well, this one was, hey, we have, like, how do you cheat? And they're like, well, you just ask. And the woman realized that the cards that were in use by all of these casinos from the Atlantic City, Vegas to the big ones over in Asia and Europe, that there was an error with the way these things were printed where it was like 1/10 of a centimeter wider border on one side than the other. And because these high-end gamblers are a little bit quirky, I guess casinos will allow you to make some requests if you're spending enough money. And this whole bit, and it seems almost unbelievable, but for the high cards, they were like, oh, can you turn those around for luck and then only use a shuffler that does not change the orientation of the cards? So as these cards were being dealt out, they were able to know which ones
tracking the specific cards,
highs and lows. Yeah. And they won like $100,000, and the casino then asked them to leave. And
well, in some high stakes poker, you can handle the cards. So actually, they don't even have to be high stakes. I mean, a lot of places with poker, you just handle the cards. So
little sleight of hand.
You can turn them around. I mean, you're not going to get away with replacing them without somebody noticing them, but you could probably get away with flipping them up or down.
But the dealer was doing it for them, which was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, for luck. Can you turn that card? Can you turn that card? And it's like the casino was that.
You could even do it without luck. You just say, hey, can you turn the card to face me? And then when they put it back, they'll probably put it back wrong, or depending on where you're sitting. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. But man, you got to have some good vision to be able to track that. Yeah. I know, like, actual cheaters have used, I can't remember if it was ultraviolet or infrared paint to mark basically every card that is a 10, Jack, Queen, or King.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're just touching it with the finger that has something on
glasses, which no one usually cares if you're wearing glasses in a casino. A lot of people are, but you're wearing special glasses that let you see that paint.
It's an interesting way to cheat.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's probably ultraviolet then, because the infrared paint you'd see on regular cameras in the casino as well.
That would be bad.
They would pick that up.
Your hands are like
why
lit
is there
up.
prints on a bunch of these cards? What the hell's going on?
Uh-huh.
The other thing is almost, and again, this kind of depends on the casino, I guess, or the amount of money you're moving, but usually you can request a new deck almost any time between plays.
Right, and that was part of this scam. And again, I was just more intrigued that the people running the casino, as they started losing, didn't immediately put two and two together that, well, these people asked for a bunch of cards to be turned. They asked for a certain shuffler to be used that didn't change the orientation, and that the decks not be swapped out. That was another part of it, not to change decks in the middle of their session. It's like, how do you not realize something's up? I know people are a little eccentric, but how, when you know that somebody has made a bunch of these things?
Very much into superstitious shit. There's, and it makes sense, because I've sat through deck changes in the middle of, playing with the same people on the same table, dealer, and it totally changes the game. Like, everyone's a little off kilter after the deck change.
Takes you out of the flow
the same way. Yeah, it does have an impact, for sure. But I think that's a good practice. Well, I used to run my own games, poker games back in Minnesota.
Illegal poker, you say?
We had, it was totally a friendly, friends game. It's totally legal.
I'm sure the statute of, hey, dude, Somalis can take billions out. So
that's right. I'm sure it's totally fine in that case. No, we did game. Well, I guess I did games technically, but I had my crew of guys that would show up every week, and then we had some fresh blood coming in every week.
How many cameras did you have in the room?
We can clip them. Oh, we didn't have any cameras in the room. We did have cold cameras on the table so that, you could see what the person's got later, not right away. And real nice poker table. Good felt. And a lot of people were surprised that we were all like armed while we were playing.
When there's money involved, everybody should be armed.
Well, exactly. It'd be kind of weird if you weren't. And I remember we had some guys that genuinely got scared because they walked in and there's 6 guys sitting there with guns in their hips.
Well, and Gene, of course,
we do an honest game here.
He had to coordinate the gun with the color of the tracksuit, so that's why you wound up with those white guns. Gene's like, a black gun.
Nobody knows
horrible.
about the white guns. Don't be ixnaying talking about the white guns.
Then you had the pink ones, where when you had the Mother's Day for it's all just you have to be color coordinated.
Yeah, I think it makes the tracksuit just pop.
So people walk in and they're like, "Are there guns here? Guns with gambling?"
Yeah, whoa, what's going on here? But no, it was a good time. It was always fun because it was a good friendly game, and we rarely lost because the fresh guys were the ones usually losing.
Well, they were probably just distracted by the hookers and blow.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't
the reason I brought that up.
The reason hookers and blow in No Agenda comes from Gene. He's the hookers and blow guy.
Yeah, originally. I'm a few of the meme guys from No Agenda that not necessarily everybody knows about. But the reason I brought that up is because very quickly I got a mechanical shuffler for that same reason, is because I got tired of going through new decks of cards, and I'm like, screw it. Let's just do a mechanical shuffle. Because it started feeling a little wasteful after a while. Originally, I bought like 200 decks from Amazon, or not Amazon, from
Costco.
eBay.
Oh, Costco had them too back in the day when they?
Did they?
Yeah. Well, you could buy like 20 packs at a time. It was great.
Exactly. It was a very good way to do it. Also had some great custom chip. I still got the chips actually. For playing there. These were the chips from the movie Casino. From the Tangiers Casino. You seen that movie?
I've seen the movie. I don't remember the chips though in the movie.
Well, the casino that he ran was called the Tangiers,
which was not an actual casino.
Not an actual casino. And so when they finished the movie, they sold the chips.
Genius.
And we bought them. Yeah. So like my buddies and I bought them.
All of them, or were they like selling these off as souvenirs? Or like we have a big pack?
We got about 80% of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that should be like movie memorabilia.
We wanted
just
to make sure we had
those
chips that nobody else could like just, bring in from home.
Well, yeah, this is also the problem when you're treating them as cash.
Well, because we were actually playing with them. I think they would buy them as props from a movie. It's like, no.
Right. Well, they would be probably worth money. If you're not using them anymore, probably could still sell them off.
These were expensive ass chips too, man. I mean, I think I spent like $9,000 on the chips.
Damn.
Yeah.
But of course, if you're looking for something that the average person can't just go and buy somewhere else and bring them in. I was actually a chip seller
back then too. I was importing chips from China.
Of course you were. With the ponchos. Same guy.
Same experience. Different guy, same experience. I ended up with like 50 sets of chips that I had about 50 sets left by the time the price dropped below what I paid for.
That's hilarious.
On fucking I keep saying Amazon. What I mean to say is eBay. And so for about a decade, in fact, I think Adam Curry has a set of these because for about a decade, I gave them out as Christmas gifts. So if you were getting a Christmas gift for me, it was going to be a set of poker chips because I had way too many sets.
They're still stacked right up there with the ponchos.
Oh, yeah.
The tracksuits.
I think I've only got like 2 sets of those chips from the old days left, but I still have all of the ones from the Tangiers Casino that I got. Well, I didn't get all of them. There's 4 of us that kind of bought a large pallet of these things.
Well, those things are collectible. I was just looking on eBay as we're talking here.
Leave it up to you to figure out what the shit's worth. Yeah.
Well, it's I remember, and I think it was one maybe from the Playboy Club in the Caribbean. Maybe it was Atlantic City. I'd have to really try to remember. But my parents brought one home from a trip, and I had that and a couple other ones. And I remember like years ago looking on eBay and ended up selling it for a few $100 because of course the casino's long gone. And back when Playboy was still popular and a thing,
right.
It's like if you have old weird things like that, look them up, get what you can. We had Kim's grandfather had a slot machine when she was growing up. When I met her, that was always there. So when you'd go over, it was a dime machine. So I guess it was a little bit different than most. It had the little Indian head on it. It's a very classic looking old school machine, but where most of them, went for, $800 to $1,500 at the time.
Yeah.
We put that one up and somebody bought it for like $4,500.
Damn.
It was
nice.
palleted out too. And there was one that looked almost exactly like it in the office, I think, of Shatner on like Boston Legal or something.
Really? Wow.
And I'm wondering if somebody bought that to use them as, a prop, but it was obviously a little bit more of a rare machine.
Yeah. Really?
And it's like, now I'm like, but it was so freaking heavy, man.
Huh.
And it did take upkeep. When you opened those things and looked inside, it's not something you wanted to mess with. Gears and springs and
mechanical stuff, man, is way more complex.
Yeah, that's how you know it's fair. Now with the current slot machines, you're like, so all some dude that's writing the code for these things has to do is, put something in where if somebody bets this, you could put a pattern in.
The code's audited by the Gambling Commission. They really can't do a whole lot.
Maybe if you're good, you could plug a USB drive into it and
Well, I'll tell you what you can't do anymore is walk around with a big ass magnet. And
yeah, that's
like you used to be able to.
The good old days.
Uh-huh.
What would you do with that big ass magnet?
I don't know, man. I've heard stories though, because there are people that made more money off the old slot machines than they ever made off cards.
Like the magnet would make the wheel stop at a certain point.
Well, if you know what the insides of the machines look like, right? And you know where to apply magnetic force from the outside, you could make something get a little more sticky or jammy than it should be, and maybe not click over when it should. And oh, look at that. 4 bars.
4 bars is good.
I know.
Win, win, win. Get out with your money while you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody that thinks you can win at a casino has never really looked at a casino, especially the ones in Vegas.
Casino will always have an advantage over you no matter what. But this is why I played poker, because in poker, you're playing against other people. The casino is just getting an hourly break off you.
Yeah, that's not where the casinos are making their bread and butter.
And they're making money, but they're not making crazy money off you.
No, they want you to buy drinks. They want you to buy food. They want you to stay there.
When you spend a lot of time there, you don't buy any of that shit. It just shows up.
You mean when you lose enough there, all this stuff starts showing up?
They don't care. They don't. If you're a club member, dude, you get all that shit for free no matter what.
Welcome to the club, Unrelenting.
Yeah, and then, like every club, you don't know how many levels there are until you hit that level.
Right. Wait, I wasn't at the highest level?
I thought I was a gold. I guess there's a platinum now. Oh, wait, there's a titanium? Oh, holy shit.
Then there's a super titanium, and then there's an ultra super titanium?
You get a free room and free breakfast with this level? Nice.
Mega titanium, you get the hooker and blow right in your room when you show up.
I was still... basically a nobody. I was not all that good at poker. So I didn't do horrible, but I didn't do great at poker. That's why I only did it for a year. But honestly, the big thing was just when something turns into a job that used to be fun, it stops being fun. And, getting up in the morning at 10 a.m.
Stop being fun.
Just like now. And driving down to the casino so I can play for about an hour and a half and take money from people that have been there all night long and they're now falling asleep, but they still think they're going to win again, get their money back. So you take their money, then you go back and go back to sleep.
You have breakfast.
To get back out to the casino at about 9 p.m. to take money from people that got there at 6 p.m. and are going to play till about 1 a.m. because they think they're going to get their money back. And it's a grind. It's a slow grind. And I was always set a goal for myself. When as soon as I'm up like $1,500, $2,000, whatever it was, as soon as I hit that, I'm leaving. And some days that was a couple hours. Some days that was like 10 hours. And a few days that was in the first 5 hands. And that was great. When you get in there and you barely have time to sit down and people start going all in and you're sitting there on a pair of aces, and it's like, oh man, this is going to be a really fast day for me today.
Now, what is it with the mentality of those? Go back
home and play video games.
Yeah, those gamblers that believe that their luck has to change and they have to win. Those are the ones that get in trouble. I've never had that issue. I've gone to Vegas a couple of times, enjoyed playing some video poker, a little slot action here and there, but have never once gone to the local casinos here in Chicago, where I know a lot of people do. And I don't understand that mentality. For me, even going to Vegas, it's like, here, you got this much for the trip to lose and this much on a daily basis. And it's like, if you lost your $500 on the day, you don't go, hey, let me spend 500 more to get it back. It's like, no, that's the worst possible thing you can do. Yeah. But there's that mentality.
Yeah. And the other thing people don't really think about it. It's like when you're trying to do this professionally, and professional, all that means is you're doing it to make money, not for fun.
Right. And you have to pay your income tax on it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But you also get to deduct your losses, which is nice.
Yeah, but it's not a yearly thing, too, which was the thing that blew my mind when my accountant would tell me about that. It's like it's a per sitting thing, which is like, okay, so if professional gambler Gene lost $100,000 on Monday, left the casino, showed up on Tuesday and won $100,000, you're not even. You're up $100,000. It's like
as far as the government's concerned,
it's crazy
for sure.
Like, well, that's for the income? Nope, it's per sitting.
Yeah.
But it's that mentality that people have, and I don't. Again, when I first walked into, I remember being in an Indian-owned casino in Minneapolis like 30 years ago. Was it Mystic Lake?
What it was called?
Mystic Lake.
Yeah, that was my place. I was there every day.
We were there before it was even a hotel and everything else. It was the dumpy little way they started. Yep. That is the only time I've ever been into a casino.
You know what they actually started as? They started as Little Six Bingo. And then they made enough money at Little Six Bingo to start up Mystic Lake.
Damn.
And
so,
Mystic Lake.
We're going to start a bingo game.
I know, right? Mystic Lake, you're right. Started off as a fairly modest casino with basically two circles that were interconnected in the middle, and then a restaurant in that area where they were connected. And it grew to this humongous thing, which was like a large 10-story hotel,
right,
with like 8 of these circles around it. And the circle, I'm horrible at descriptions, but the circle is probably like, it was in the shape of a circle, overlapping circles, but they were probably about a football field and a half in diameter. I mean, they were large.
Yeah.
And all you hear is like ding, 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 just nonstop dingling noise.
That's the excitement. You can win.
Yeah. And when it first started, at least, you could smoke in there.
Right.
Because it was Indian land, not American land.
That was
I think they did make it smoke free eventually.
But that was part of it. That was the only time I've walked into a casino where I wasn't in awe of the building and everything around it. And then, okay, you walk into that place, I see, well, maybe we could beat the house. But once you're walking into a place that looks like the Venetian in Vegas, you're like, you know how they the money to build this? You know where it came from? You.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody gambling here has lost enough money for them to build this.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand how people don't put 2 and 2 together, but I guess it's like the lottery. You think maybe I'll be the one guy that'll win $1 billion a year for life. Not going to be you, most likely.
I mean, if you're going to do something that's just wild, just buy a lottery ticket only when it crosses like a, I don't know, 200 million mark or something.
Yeah, the massive amount.
Yeah.
So even if 3 people win at the same time, you're still okay.
Yeah. I mean, don't you like? No one's going to win the lottery twice in their lifetime.
A few people,
as far as I know, I don't think that's ever happened. So
no, I think it might be on scratchers. Yeah,
wouldn't it suck to win the lottery right after a reset when it's like 12 million?
Yeah, you're like, what?
It's like, oh, big winner, smallest lottery payout in the history of the lottery. Congratulations.
Well, that's what I was thinking. We should do a totally illegal gambling operation online.
Definitely not.
And the odds, and I think we talked about this, of what the 52 cards are in order of somebody being able to guess that is impossible. It's like a 1 in a billion or more kind of a thing. It's like, that would be perfect. Like, okay, so you throw in your $1 worth of Satoshis, and then you put in your 52 card guesses, and if you get it right, you win the pot.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever winning the pot.
No.
Just saying.
No,
although there are a bunch of casinos online.
But statistically speaking, they might.
Right. Well, there is a chance. I mean, I never really knew the chance was that out there until I saw the video on YouTube and start trying to do the math of 52 different things in 52 different slots. And went, oh, yeah, that is a lot of different.
52 factorial.
Uh-huh. That's a lot of combinations. It doesn't seem like it because you can hold a deck of cards in your hand.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, there's only 52 cards. How hard can that be? It's impossible. That's how hard.
Well, it's not impossible, but it's highly unlikely.
Yeah, statistically, you're not going to win.
Yeah, but you don't have to go to that level. I mean, all you need to do is remember that in most games of chance, the way that they're set up, your previous outcome does not influence your current outcome. Meaning, every transaction is totally separate as far as odds calculations go.
Just like with a hooker.
Well, and the exceptions to that are games that go through a whole deck or multiple decks of cards. This is why you have people doing card counting when they're doing blackjack in a small number of decks, like 2 decks games, which are pretty rare these days.
Well, yeah, because of card counting.
Because of card counting, exactly.
They're like, no, it's easy for anybody that knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take that much skill.
I tried card counting. I was never very good at it. I always ended up getting off. Like my calculations in my head were off. Anybody could do it, but it's just adding another layer of shit you got to memorize on top of what's going on. And it also means you're probably not going to be drinking while you're doing it.
Well, yeah, you're
You're definitely not going to be having fun while you're doing it, unless you win big. It's just turning something that's fun into an actual job thing.
Well, when you said the odds, I think it's also important to point out to people, because I don't think many people know that you could have 2 different machines for video poker. Now, the slot machines are all nuts.
I know where you're going. Mm-hmm.
But the odds can be different. Even though it is the exact same machine, it is the exact same games, some of them have a better payout. So you literally could walk around the casinos, and there are websites that used to track this. I'm assuming they still are, but I looked at one of those when going to Vegas the last time, where people will point out there are certain machines that have better odds in the video poker than others. And if you don't pay attention, you're just throwing money away.
So that used to be the case.
Is it not anymore?
It is not the case, certainly not in large casinos, because what they've done is actually they have tied all the machines together, not just through a network, but mathematically speaking, because all this stuff has to be tracked and measured and monitored, so that machines that are completely different now will be part of the pool for the odds calculating. So if you say the casino has a guaranteed payout of 93%, it used to be that what they would do is have some machines towards the entrance usually that would pay out 99%.
Yeah, the sucker ones.
Some machines, to get you in, exactly. And some machines that would pay out like 88%. Well, now they can dynamically shift that percentage across the entire casino at every time somebody makes a bet. And it's totally legal. It's totally legit. So a machine that is calculated at having let's say a 96% payout cannot have a 96 payout for weeks or even months in a row, but still be legitimately considered a machine with a 96% payout, because its payout is then done by a different machine. Like, it's all based on averages across the entire casino now. And it makes it impossible to try and find the quote unquote, the good machines, which definitely used to be a thing.
Yes. You could just go to
Mystic
the odds.
Lake. I knew exactly where those machines were at Mystic Lake.
You go to the odds, you're like, this is the one I want. Because video poker, They're relying on people not to know poker to really lose. And if you're a poker player
video
who understands,
poker, you can make money with video. I mean, you're still going to lose money as an average. But if you say, I'm going to put in, like, let's say $100, and if I'm out of the $100, I stop playing. And if I'm up by whatever amount of money, I'm going to stop playing. Here's the other mistake people make, and then we should change topics because I think this is probably getting boring for people. As a lot of people, if they occasionally go gamble, they'll and they're not crazy, they're not like addicted. They'll say, okay, I'm just going to bring like $20 or $100 or whatever, and then, if I lose that, I'm done for the night. I'm going home, and that's good. You should keep that in mind. But then they think like, oh, hey, I'm actually winning. I'm up $20, and I was going to go home at $100 loss. I'm up $20, so I'm going to keep playing until I win $100. Guess what happens every time your mind thinks like that?
You lose $100
minus $100 every time, guaranteed.
Well, there are
because
people.
If you're doing it professionally, if you're going to be done when you lose $100, you're going to go home when you win 20.
Well, the interesting thing,
down 100, up 20,
would be walk in with the $100 and put that down on a bet that's as close to 50-50 like roulette, black or red. I know there are greens. And then go, either I'm going to lose and walk right back out, or I'm going to play on the house money and I'm going to do nothing but.
Yeah.
I think that's
I did that with Adam Curry in Vegas one year. I don't know how many years back. It's probably over a decade ago. We were out in Vegas, and where we met up at the hotel.
You had a little rendezvous with Adam Curry in a hotel. This is interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And there was we're walking through the casino because you can't do anything in Vegas without walking through the casino. And we're walking by a roulette table, and Adam's like, "You want to make a bet?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he pulls out a $100 bill, puts it on 33. I look at the markers. On the board, and I'm like, there's been a lot of black coming out, which doesn't mean the red's going to come out. But if I was going to make a bet, I would bet red. And I thought, all right, fine. So I pull out 100, put it down on 33 along with him. I figured, you know what? If I bet something other than 33 and he wins, I'm never going to hear the end of it.
True. So he's going to walk out with $3,600 and you're going to be sad.
So I'm like, but it's gonna for sure. I mean, what are the odds of? Well, we know what the odds are of a single number coming out.
Yeah, 36-1, right? That's the.
Yeah. So, yeah, because you got 0 and 00. So I'm definitely prepared to lose. So they spin the thing, we're watching it, and of course, you can't tell where it's going to land eventually. It spins, lands on 34.
Oh! And that's not really close, but
no, but it was one number off, and it's kind of like, why do we have to bet on 33?
See, now you're like, why wasn't I the asshole that said, I'll show you, I'll bet 34?
I know, right? Just to be a contrarian about it. But again, I would have never heard the end of it if he would have bet 33 and won. So it's kind of like I have to make the same exact bet, even though it's not something I would normally ever do, is put it on a freaking number. So it was, it was a waste of $100. But I would have bet red because I saw a lot of black on the board from previous ones. And of course, 34 is red, so I would have won that bet if I would have made it.
Would have been a thrill, though. It's that thrill you get for that brief second where you don't know what the response is going to be, what the answer is going to be, what the number that's going to come up is.
Yeah.
That's what people gamble. They like, I could win.
Yeah. And it would have been fun, obviously, to have a little play money if we would have won that bet.
Well, yeah, 3,600 is way better than 100, but that's why.
Yeah, that would have paid for most of the trip.
The odds are so high. Now, I'm sure somebody's done that with their lucky number and won, and it was great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Now, the real addicts would have sat there at 33 and like, well, it's going to come up. So I'm going to,
it's going to come up eventually.
Like Ellie Larder.
Look at the board. Has it come up at all yet? Oh, nope. Then it's going to come up next roll.
So it's got
how that works.
Law of averages. Well, I was also considering this while watching Landman for the roulette thing, which is mathematically.
It's rare, but it's actually less rare than you'd think for there to be 4 of the same in a row. 5 of the same, definitely a little more rare. But you see quite a few 4 of the same color in a row if you look at the board.
And do the wheels spin automatically? So are they always spinning at the same RPM, or does the...
Now they do. They used to be manually. They would actually use their finger to spin them in one direction and throw the ball in the opposite direction, but
so now is it always the exact same spin, or is that randomized? I would assume, because otherwise somebody that is releasing the ball could use the markers on the wheel to try to put it in the same place, which you're not going to do exactly, but you would probably have a statistical change on, some of these same numbers coming up over and over.
Yeah, you'd also lose your job, and you'd probably
if you were doing that intentionally.
Yeah. There's enough randomness that happens from the ball hitting the diamonds or the actual, jumping between the numbers when it starts getting trapped, that I don't think that even if they release it fairly the same every time, that it would be. I think it's still.
See, your story.
There's still enough stuff in there to make it random.
We can improve the Adam Curry story if you say it landed in 33 and at the last minute
and it jumped
out.
That would have been way more exciting. That was not what happened. What happened was I was going to bet on red. I bet on 33 because he bet 33. I would have won the bet, and I lost the bet, and he lost the bet because we put it on 33.
And no steak dinners were had that night.
No, we still had a steak dinner. But yeah, it was, or no, I think I don't think we did have a steak dinner. I think we went to that really high-end burger place that one of the famous chef dudes has out there.
There are a couple. I had
I can't remember.
Which casino?
I don't remember. It's all.
Yeah, there's one we went to, although it was in the Mandalay Bay Mall, I think was the big burger place we went to, but it was one of these celebrity chefs, and the burger was damn good.
Yeah, but not that big.
No, well, no, it's not. If you ever watch Beard Meets Food, you're then like, well, that's a small burger still.
Yeah, I've watched that.
That dude's funny.
I think I don't like burgers that are mostly bun. You know what I mean?
Well, you just want the meat.
If I'm making my own burger from scratch, I'll just skip the bun. I just will do a burger by itself.
Keto friendly
with stuff.
Yeah, so you get into ketosis. That's keto friendly.
Yeah. And I used to do that. I used to enjoy going to before they really turned to shit. Enjoy going to Fuddruckers.
Oh, dude, we talked about that. The cheese it wasn't really cheese, but it was so good.
Plastic cheese. Yes, you could just pump it on top of your burger.
And then with all the hot peppers you wanted.
Oh, yeah. That place was pretty damn good back in the 80s. That's the thing is, I can't remember if it started in the 70s or 80s, but it was right around there, late 70s, early 80s, something like that. And
right.
The one in Minnesota that I went to as a kid was one of the first ones that they had. And it was large. It was a building, but on the inside, it looked like a tent. So the roof of the restaurant inside looked like a red and white tent. And they had their own butcher shop that you could watch through the glass, have them chopping up the meat.
Yeah, they were getting they were putting it through the grinders.
They had a separate area for the soda fountain, or not the soda, but like the soda jerk, it makes your drinks and stuff. And
like the cherry cokes there were like so.
I always got a root beer float there.
The cherry cokes, man.
Oh yeah, like real cherry cokes, not the stuff in cans.
The stuff where you could barely taste the Coke. It was like cherry.
Yeah, it was cherry syrup mostly. Yeah.
So good.
And then, of course, the what I used to call salad bar, which is really not a salad bar, but it was like a condiments bar that was next level.
Yeah, pickles, man. You could have pickles for days.
I would have like 4 spoonfuls of the relish. That relish was so good. It was sweet and crunchy and acidic. I mean, it was very good relish. But they went downhill sometime in the late 90s, I feel.
Yeah, they start going out of business.
Yeah, now I think the one here in Austin definitely went out of business. There's only one of them here when I moved here, and that was 15 years ago. And I'm pretty sure it closed, if not before COVID, for sure. But they got to a point where I remember a buddy of mine and I went there probably 10 years ago, and he was so disgusted by the quality of the food that he actually reamed out the manager. And I was like, dude, let's just, we're not going to come back here. Don't worry about it. But you don't have to yell at the manager. But he felt like yelling at the manager. Well, this is a guy famously that both of us independently were very good at finding restaurants with good food. And somehow, through random bad luck, almost every time we went to a restaurant together, he ended up having something wrong with his meal. Ended up having to yell at the manager.
Were you paying the manager on the way in?
Like for a reason, not because he was an asshole, but because they genuinely had screwed up his order somehow. And it was almost never, maybe once it was mine, but it was almost always his order. So it was always kind of a funny.
You weren't slipping somebody to make sure that happened. Like, okay, I need you to screw up his. He's going to yell at you, but here's $100.
It is funny. This is my buddy Greg. He's the guy I used to do a podcast with. He's I can't remember even the name of the podcast at this point.
It was that good though.
It was a really good podcast. Very more listeners than we do.
Woo!
But it was
that's
very
not
popular.
Hard to believe.
We also advertised on the radio.
Oh,
it was
right.
one of the first podcasts that did radio ads.
You were revolutionary.
Yeah, I would say so, because I said it as a joke. I think I talked about this before.
Yes. And he took you seriously.
And he took me seriously.
And then you walked in to see your boat guy.
And then he, like, the next time I came into the studio, because he had a recording studio, we came into the studio to record. This is a podcast done with a live producer there, just like Joe Rogan. We were doing Joe Rogan before Joe Rogan. And he's like, oh, I got something for you to listen to. I'm like, what's that? I listened to it. It's like, this kind of sounds like a little bit of a mashup of our podcast. What's this? This is what you told me to do radio ads. I'm like, yeah. Like, well, we got a year's worth of radio ads lined up.
A year?
I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I went and put them on whatever, blah, 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 AM station here in Austin. I'm like, really?
Like, you know how many podcasts don't make it past episode number 3?
I know, exactly. But the crazy thing is, I had so many people, including the boat guy, my boat mechanic dude, telling me that they heard me on the radio. It was nuts. My dentist, the boat guy, was like, oh, I heard you on the radio. I guess you're doing this podcast thing, huh?
Is it making you any money? You're like, nope.
No, never. Never.
You're making enough to do radio ads, aren't you, boy?
No. That was a total. I mean, that's why I didn't pay for it. I wouldn't be stupid enough to pay for a shit like that. But Greg paid for it. Hey, if you're listening, Greg, give me a holler. He does listen to this podcast occasionally. He's a very religious listener of No Agenda.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. By religious, I mean, like,
he listens all the time. Not that he's believing in God.
No, he doesn't believe in God. Well, he might believe in God, but he listens to every episode, which I don't do that these days. But he's like, yeah, I'm like 7 episodes behind, but I'll get through them. I'm like, you can skip, right? You could just go to the last episode,
catch up.
And he's
quickly,
like, no. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So, and he still does that to this day.
Well, I just like to hear how Larry Leidner and I are the heir apparents to No Agenda.
Yeah, you keep believing that.
We just totally this. I don't know why this show was skipped over. I mean, you would have thought Adam would have been like, "Oh, I know Gene." He'd be a good choice for a Dvorak type. Because I know Gene, and this is why it's not going to happen. Like, hey, we can work a nice little deal out, a nice VIG. It's like, this is how it would go. I mean, I come from a different world where, I've known people that have closed businesses and had friends in the same business, whether it be flooring stores, things like that. And it's like, if you're in the similar area, it's like, well, your mailing list, your customer list is valuable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think this would be a perfect exit strategy when they want to get out. I mean, we have no money to put up into it, but we're definitely willing to go a higher percentage if we're going to negotiate.
Yeah, you'll live on 10%.
Right. Which would probably, sadly, be a lot more than we're currently making on that. Yeah,
but not for long, though. The problem with anything like this, and, Adam knows this. I've had this conversation with him. It's pretty standard, is that if you're on for a long period of time and you have a group of people that have been listening to you for years, many decades even, they will never stay with somebody that replaces you. When Top Gear fires one of its hosts and the other two decide to quit, it is no longer Top Gear. It's a different show with the same name.
True.
And I don't watch it anymore. And it loses the vast majority of its audience. And that happened to every show I've ever seen where it decided to try and ride out its longevity because it's got this great dedicated base of viewers, listeners, whatever. But they're not there for the show. They're not there for the time slot. They're there for the specific people that are on that show. I've seen this happen with morning shows too on the radio.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so, the best thing you can do is build up your own audience.
Yeah, which we're doing.
Because there is no audience to transfer when No Agenda finally gets closed. Now, this is also why I told Adam. But
they will disperse. They will disperse and they will find Planet Rage.
Yes.
And maybe Unrelenting.
If No Agenda shuts down tomorrow, absolutely 100%, I can predict that Planet Rage will increase listenership.
People will be like,
but
we're
nowhere
looking for
near by as much as the number of people that are listening to No Agenda.
No, well, you don't know how many people are listening to anything at this point.
No, it's all fake. It's all fake and gay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You don't know. I watch the numbers. They keep going up, but then the donations don't. So you're like, who's really listening?
This is why when talking about this topic, back when Adam first left Austin, I remember we were in his new house. And he said, I got something serious I want to talk to you about. And
well, that's never a good idea.
I know, right? I'm like, uh-oh. What have you found out?
The background check finally. Okay, I'll be back on my way to Austin.
Oh, shit. Am I moving again? Anyway. No, and so he says to me, so what do you think should happen when John retires or I retire or whatever, and
and by retire they mean
find
die
somebody else, or we hand it over to one of the other shows on the network. Is Darren O'Neill going to be the guy? I'm like, hell no.
Oh no,
here's what you got to do.
He's the guy.
The only show that you can retain the vast majority of your audience with is a show that still has 50% of the hosts on it.
Well, this is true
it's
too.
You or John.
Yeah, whoever's left.
If you start doing a practice show with your wife, if you don't hate each other by the time you're done doing the practice show, that will likely be the show that can take over if it's John that retires first.
No, it wouldn't. It can't be because they like each other too much, and that totally ruins.
They don't. That's the beauty of it, right? Is
Adam and Tina don't like each other?
Not as much as you think they do.
Interesting.
I mean, they like each other, but they also like to yank each other's chains.
So there is the there is that sarcasm that exists. There's plenty of that. And so I told him, look, I had Tina on my show, on my podcast. I mean, you broke her career wide open.
I broke her career. Yes, I was the original one. And Adam said, when I listened to that episode. I was like, she's really good. I don't know what he thought. I always thought she'd be good because I've heard Tina. Tina's an extrovert. She was in marketing. She likes talking. She's talked for a living. So I never thought that she wouldn't be good on the podcast because that's all it is. Just as you like to say, bloviating.
Yes.
And so that was literally, we were sitting on their porch. And that was the beginning of the podcast. What are they on? Like 100 episodes now?
They're catching up to us. Yeah.
Yeah. On Tina what is their podcast called?
Tina and her keeper.
It's something like that.
Curry and the keeper.
She's Curry and the keeper. Yeah. That's right. Curry and the keeper. Tina and her keeper.
Right. Yeah. That would be exactly. No, see, she's totally going to fire. She'd be like, okay, that's nice, honey, but now I'm going to find I
was also there before they adopted their dog, or on the day they adopted their dog. I mean, that's the thing. It's a lot of work being somebody's handler. You just got to be there at all the right times. And how do you know which time's the right time?
You have to nudge them in the right direction.
Yeah. And make it seem totally natural.
Right. And that you're totally not working for a foreign adversary to bring down the government of Venezuela.
Professional gambler, man. What are you talking about?
Professional gambler. We do have a few people to thank for today's show.
Oh, hey. Great.
We may as well get that in. By a few, I mean 3.
Oh, okay.
Which is our buddy Mark Hodger, who keeps coming in with 333 per show, and he came in with 2 333s today. I don't know if he's got one as like a monthly or doubled or whatever, but there were 2 333s, and we appreciate that, Mark, because you are the number one producer of this show. It's $6.66 today.
Nice.
Then our buddy from the UK, Scott Codswallop again.
Wait, did you count that as 1 or 2?
I'm counting it as 1,666, but it's really 2 333s. It's the magic number. Then Scott Codswallop from the UK came in again with $2.50 a show. So we have 2 people that know show donations of any denomination are important and keep the show going. We just need like 1,000 more. And then I saw exactly.
I'm looking at my YouTube Premium just charged me $15. Oh, they must have gone up in price this year.
Who did?
YouTube Premium.
Yeah, well, they want more money, which is why people are like, we should switch to the one that's like premium, but without the music bullshit and all that.
Yeah, I was thinking we probably should both do that.
Yeah, because I don't listen to any YouTube music, so I have to look.
I rarely do, or maybe once a month I do.
I got my own AI music now, man. I can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, you were gonna send me some links, dude. I haven't.
I've got to like download. I don't. Can you download like all of your songs at once? Because that would be great.
I've never tried that. I've only just grabbed them one at a time. I don't know. Are you done with 600 songs? You put them all in there and you're happy with all of them?
No, I mean, I've got the 100 in there. I need to now go back.
Download the 100.
I need to then go and be happy with them is the next step, going one by one.
So they're still all in.
I've uploaded all
production mode.
Right. My audio tracks, but I haven't gone through and really tweaked anything yet.
Okay. All right.
Comic Strip Blogger came in with 3555. He wants to interview me for his show so that he can redo his voice with his voice changer and we can talk
he
AI.
Sent me a clip and asked me my opinion and I said, I don't know, sounds fine to me. I was telling him to use a freaking AI voice like years ago and he's like, no, I don't want to do that. People don't like AI.
AI, Gene, you cannot use AI. It's bad.
I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I've been using AI for ages.
He says, search for AI Arch Wizard on YouTube and hit subscribe. Yo, CSB. That's AI Arch Wizard on YouTube. AI Arch Wizard on YouTube. AI Arch Wizard on YouTube. Now he'll click
so I'm gonna get a text message from him in about an hour saying, Darren never mentioned my show.
You'll be like, he said it 48 fucking times. I did not know. I'm sorry. It was my mistake.
The number of times that I've gotten angry messages from him about you specifically.
And I think it's great that once you point out he's wrong, he just like the switch flips and like, oh, sorry. I'll be on my way. Thank you. Good day.
He's very binary in that sense.
Good day, sir. But that's it. That's the supporters for today's show. And
wow. Well, hey, better than zero, right?
True. Unrelenting.show/donate. Yeah. And when it comes to
there's a lot of podcasts out there. Unfortunately, we have no idea how many because the guys that run the stats don't keep weekly totals.
They want you to extrapolate from
extrapolate it. Yeah, I don't know what
10-day and the 3-day.
Whatever.
I can only assume that the 10 days maybe is the 7, because here's what I don't know. How they're doing these numbers. If the numbers...
it's a random number generator.
That could be. But if the last 10 days, that 207,235, if that it only counts as one show, say No Agenda, which had 3 shows during the 10 days.
Yeah.
If they only count that once, then that number is good enough for here's your weekly or so.
Yeah. If that is the number of quote unquote active podcasts, that's very different than number of episodes published.
Correct. And I don't know what it just says shows published, which I don't know if they're using.
Okay, that sounds like episodes published then. So No Agenda would have counted 3 of those.
That is my question.
Well, what the hell, man?
Or shows
somebody
that
needs
have updated.
To figure this shit out.
If Dave Jones or Adam Curry's listening, would do a little clarification
good luck
on
with that. Like Adam ever listens to this?
To the stream? No, never.
No.
Unless he hears his name mentioned and his Tina and their relationship, like you were just talking about it. And they're like, there's probably a little text message that comes through automatically. But if there's
maybe Phoebe's listening.
If there's 207,000 shows that come out weekly, it's like that is a lot, but it's not in the YouTube
I think
realm.
The numbers are all there. They just need to make the numbers public, or maybe give you a freaking API so you could use AI to code a little kludge to pull out your own stats out of there that are more useful. But what I'd be curious about is how many monthly and how many weekly active podcasts there are, not regardless of the number of episodes they publish, if they do at least one in that period of time. So weekly active podcasts would be an interesting number. And then the second number would be total episodes published over the course of a week, regardless of how many shows are publishing them. That would be an interesting number as well, because that tells you the amount of new content. And then if you gotta get more fancy, how many total hours of content are published per 24-hour period?
Yes, and then you need to do the averaging,
or a month or whatever.
Because you might have a much higher number in the last 10 days in the first week of a month. Maybe a lot of shows publish.
Or the first month of a year.
Right. Well, when people are like, hey, I'm going to do me a podcast. And,
I'm going to start that podcast up in January.
And how many of them are making any money? I will say, maybe it's just me because that's the only data point I have. But people have ran from the Satoshis thing. Just gone. I mean, people are not streaming Satoshis anymore, except Eric PP, who's the guy that created the software to track Satoshi. So I understand why he's doing it. Mm-hmm. But overall, CSB, Eric PP, there's a few, but I have noticed a massive decrease in the Satoshis use.
Well, I'll tell you, I switched. I don't think I've streamed any Satoshis quite a while. I switched my podcast app just be Audible. So my podcasts now show up in Audible, where I listen to all my audiobooks anyway.
You're right there in the Amazon ecosystem where you can pay and get more.
So there's no, obviously Audible doesn't use stats.
No, but they can still point you, if people are using a podcasting 2.0 thing to listen,
but they're not. But my point is Audible.
If you're using Audible, that isn't a podcasting 2.0 app, is what you're saying. So if people are listening within Audible,
most people are not using podcasting 2.0 apps,
which is one of the biggest hurdles.
Most people use what came on the device,
and God bless if they've
changed. Like the two most popular ones on Apple devices are going to be the one that came built in.
Yes, Apple Podcasts. Boring.
Apple Podcasts or Overcast, which was one of the first alternatives that a lot of people still use, which is not really. It has a couple of 2.0 features, like you can read, more of the text, and it'll change the image if you include multiple images inside the podcast, but you can't interact with the podcast from it. It's not going to bing a chime for you when the podcast is live on a stream or any of that stuff. It's not fully 2.0
right
friendly, because the author said, like, people don't ask for this stuff, so he's not going to do it.
No, and that is the first hurdle to get somebody involved. It's like, hey, do you like Audible? Do you like whatever you're using? Do you like the regular app that came with your iPhone?
Yeah.
Well, change to this so you can give money to people for things that you're already getting for free.
Yeah.
I understand why that's an issue.
Yeah.
Which is, it's just another way to get money. I am amazed that the Cash App, and I don't remember exactly how long it's been, but you may remember when we started talking about it on this show just a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've got $349 in my cash account right now.
Oh.
So if people are donating using the Cash App for the other shows that I do, and I think one or two came in for this one, which we
really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Cash App, $Aussie Ball. But if you're going to do anything there, it's the only Cash App I have. So you have to put in the comments.
And I've had that thing forever. I think I've got a link to it in the podcast. Mine is $Sir Gene TX.
Which since Gene has one, if you're going to use the app.
But I've never.
Then send Gene his money. We can add that to the. Maybe we should add him to
I've never gotten a dime in this thing, man.
To the show notes or something like that, and be like, they're just split it in half. You have to do the work yourself because half's going to go to Gene. And, well, we're not splitting it after it.
We don't do anything that takes actual effort.
Now, I asked Super Grok, your buddy.
Oh, yeah.
It estimates YouTube has tens of millions of channels with a weekly or more frequent upload schedule. Tens of millions compared to 200,000 podcasts. So we're not even in the same ballpark because people want video, I guess.
Absolutely.
I don't know. And I know I'm half blind, so I'm not the guy that's like, I need video. I've always been in love with the radio concept. I think it's a lot more fun. I don't think people need video for everything, but it's gotten to be ubiquitous. And there are so many people that are producing radio content with an added video just so they can put it on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. YouTube. I've seen a lot of people doing the podcast thing on there. I don't know.
Now, is it like full blown Joe Rogan, multiple cameras, well lit, or is it like, well, you're seeing inside what?
No, it's the worst possible thing. It's usually vertical format, like an iPhone,
right?
With the guy's face on the bottom and some video of whatever the hell he's talking about on top. And I hate that format. I hate the way that shit looks. And then if they're done, because what a lot of people is they'll record it live on Twitch and then repurpose that for the YouTubes.
Yes.
And then if they're doing a Twitch thing, of course, then they got like scrolling messages from the people on Twitch doing stuff.
Salty Crayon's like, screw video.
Most of it
I'm with you, man.
God awful, but it's amazing how many views these people are getting too.
Yeah.
In the end, people prefer a medium that has both audio and video.
And that's YouTube. Because you can choose not to watch the video.
Yeah,
part.
Exactly. Even if all they do is turn the screen off and just listen.
See, Brooklyn bopped in 1,000 sats. Thank you. I mean, just showing the Satoshi still work.
Yeah. I mean, it still works, right? Satoshi thing still works. It's just
for now.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to run out when it doesn't. I have to run a physical piece of hardware 24/7 to take part. Once it gets to a certain level where it doesn't make sense, then might
that's done.
Unplug it, and it's not the concept that people were going to rally to this type of payment, and I think it from a podcaster standpoint, from a freedom-loving standpoint, from a I don't want the government to be able to monitor everything standpoint, it was great.
Yeah,
but the people that are giving the money, they're like, I'll just Cash App. I'll PayPal.
Well, a Cash App is absolutely easier. I never saw a problem with PayPal. Like PayPal just works. I guess people were all afraid that, well, they're going to deplatform me and I'll lose my PayPal.
Which was possible for a time there. It's like, oh,
for a time, if you were big enough, we were never big enough.
No.
Most people I know were never big enough.
Well, and I still say, and I don't know why PayPal isn't in on this. Cash App could do the same thing, but these companies that allow people to send money, they need to add the feature where you can make a virtual address. So you're Sir Gene at Cash App. I'm Ozzy Ball at Cash App. We need to be able to make...
who owns Cash App, right?
No.
Square.
Square does.
Yeah.
Well, what they need to do...
Square was founded by Jack Dorsey, who started Twitter.
But make a virtual account, which could be $ Unrelenting show.
Yeah.
That then splits it off. Somebody gives you $10, $5 goes to Gene, $5 goes to Darren. I don't know why that is so hard. That would be, I think, game changing.
I don't think that's that hard, but I also don't think it's all that hard just to put all the money into an account called Cash App and at the end of the year treat it as a company account and just.
But but then there's different accounting, and I've got to fucking send somebody a W-2 form.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean...
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what it's trying to say. I don't know if people get that. It's this is the one thing, not the one thing, but one of the great things that I like Satoshis can do. You can say...
This is also what I like about using the Buzzsprout hosting. They just take care of all that shit.
We just take all your money because they're taking all your money and they're like, fuck you, we're Buzzsprout.
Yeah. But that's fine because other people are paying for it.
And then we'll pay you and we'll pay you and we'll pay you with Buzzsprout.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm making fun of the name. It's just
I don't
funny
either.
name.
They're a good company.
I didn't say they're not a good company, but it's a funny fucking name. Buzzsprout.
Yeah.
For some reason, I want to do that voice like Elmer Fudd.
Don't have to worry about it, and they have just a button on the podcast page or a link. If you don't have the button, just says send money here. Join the show.
Because I don't think even Patreon has something like that. So if you have a Patreon for your podcast,
yeah, people used to use Patreon until they started kicking a bunch of people off.
But there's no way to go, hey, I want you to split this again. Payments to two different. It's like you put in your bank account and that's it. It's really, for people that do all these crowdfunding stuff.
It's all inconsequential until you get to a certain level of money coming in.
Oh, I know. Well, we've gone the other route here.
If we're getting $1,000 a month minimum on the show,
we were getting $1,000 a show.
Then we set up a bank account and we set up an LLC, and the LLC will be the one that cuts us the W-2.
And then when there's $100,000 in the account,
has any profit,
I ghost Gene and close the account.
Yeah, that's exactly what would happen.
That's how Gene usually moves from one city to another.
Mm-hmm.
I still got your stats, man. I had to tell Bemrose. I'm like, I still got $350 in crypto for you, right?
Mm.
And he's like, oh, I forgot. I'm like, well, keep forgetting because that's
keep forgetting.
It's a way better route for me if you just keep forgetting. Until
what's Bitcoin out today, by the way? What did it? 91.
It's up a little bit then today, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
I know there were a couple updates today. Let me look at the Albi Hub.
Nvidia's still down. Tesla's still up. So
Sir Gene's Satoshi wallet, 616,242 Satoshis.
Nice. I'll probably get that moved over. You know what I saw? I just got this actually. So I might start trying to figure out how to use it more. The guys at Rumble just set up a wallet. So now you can get a Rumble wallet.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I just installed it. I don't have
with Rumble money.
Well, they do Bitcoin and they do the whatever the thing is called that's tied to the dollar.
The stable coin?
Yeah, stable.
Like and USD coin or one of them.
That's all they do is Bitcoin and stable coin.
Oh, wow. Look, Sir Gene just donated 250,000 Satoshis to Random Thoughts. That was nice.
They absolutely did not. But what they do is a similar concept, right? It's putting your money into the Rumble sphere. So once you fund your wallet,
the Rumble sphere,
you can use that wallet to donate money to people that do Rumble shows.
Now, does Rumble take a percentage like YouTube does, or are they like, we're above taking your money?
I haven't used it yet. I just downloaded it, so I don't know. I would imagine they take some percentage, but it's probably less than PayPal.
Well, PayPal is pretty much just like a bank where YouTube was YouTube was like 33%.
Oh, yeah, YouTube was insane. I think these guys are probably going to do just under PayPal is my guess. But they also are saying that you could use this wallet to transfer money to any other Bitcoin wallet as well. Like it's not.
Well, you should be
doing
able
it from
to.
A convenience standpoint. Right. I think their bet is we have like 800,000 people that are making videos in Rumble. They're all going to want the wallet because they all want to get paid.
Right.
And this is a way for them to get paid by using our wallet. And then once they have that critical mass, then now it's a matter of having those 800,000 people telling people watching the videos, oh, and by the way, the best way to send me money that has the least taken out is by using my Rumble wallet. So I think that's the game plan for these guys.
The question from the troll room from NetNet is this podcast now about ways to pay podcasters? Yes. Yes,
no,
it is.
I think the real question is that everybody asks, is this currently live or is this pre-recorded?
Is it live? CSB comes in with another 1,800 sats and says, all good, Darren. Add the link to the YouTube channel to the show notes. P.S. Interested in interview about AI. Yes, don't know when, perhaps next week, but I will, I'll make some time for that. I think that'd be fun. I want to be on CSB's
I think it'd be
YouTube
interesting
channel.
to get you interviewed about AI because you now have spent more time messing with your own AI than most people I know.
Yeah, I got AI art.
You
I've
and my
got
dad. That's
AI,
2 people that have jumped into it.
AI music. I'm running local LLMs. I'm doing some image creation locally, but it sucks compared to the online stuff.
Yeah.
But we've tried pretty much. We do the voice thing as well, which, I thought the voice at the beginning of the random thoughts from this week was pretty convincing. Bemrose, it's AI. It's like, well, of course it's AI. You know it because it's some random chick. But I don't think most people would hear it and go, oh, well, it's obviously AI. I think and that was done locally through a Chatterbox on the Mac Studio.
Yep. And
it's like, this is, it's there. I don't think there is a problem with the quality of that voice to do a podcast if it was scripted like CSB's where you're providing somebody with the script.
Bemrose used to do,
I don't know why you would. I don't know what the deal he has with Lady Vox, and Lady Vox has a great voice. Don't get me wrong, but if you're providing a script that somebody has to stick to, an AI would do that just as well. And if anything, you can add in.
Literally what I told them years ago. I'm like, you're an idiot for not using AI.
Again, Sir Gene was right. That is the what this show is really all about.
Pretty much.
Sir Gene was right here on Unrelenting, unrelenting.show. He's 6 days into a fast and has not yet died. But barely in ketosis.
Shocker.
I know.
I'd probably go a year.
How long is it? Because I would worry about doing that.
Last year I went 5 days, so I've already beaten that record at this point. But I think the year before I went 10 and the year before I went 14. I've done 14 before. I'm shooting for 14, but I'm just freaking tired. So today I'm introducing a tea back in, see if that helps.
Is this the podcast for Owen Schroyer fans?
Yes, this is the one. Go ahead, send us money. Yeah.
NetNet says that was what I should say to really troll you. I didn't know if that really worked, though.
Oh, because he's obviously read one of my posts on X. The problem is I post about 150 posts per day on X. So it is literally impossible for somebody to see all my posts. But yeah, Owen Schroyer, who used to be on Alex Jones' show.
Oh, what are you doing on my show?
He was a regular. He's another person that's just drank the Candace Kool-Aid.
Oh, you got to drink the Kool-Aid, man.
And everything's like Jews. And I'm
the
sure
Jews did it. Of course, why? Of course the Jews did it.
Yeah, like I think he pointed out that Alex Jones' first wife was a Jew, so clearly he's corrupt now.
The people that go down those rabbit holes scare me. I know it's even for
stupid. They're low IQ people.
And it's like, it's all who's listening to it. I just can't. I have to unplug. And
it's the same people that would be like supporting Colin Noir for all the anti-gun shit that he's been doing for years, for decades now. And then they find out that he's black. And it's like, oh, well, he sucks. He's part of the problem. He's clearly working for the gun lobby or the anti-gun lobby. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, it is absolutely crazy. And unfortunately, while most of that craziness has been on the lefty side,
it's getting there on the right now.
We've seen a fair share of it on the righty side. And the only positive spin here is it does seem like people are getting tired of Tucker and Candace and other people like them because they're seeing that they're stupid. Same thing with Megyn Kelly. The funny thing to me is I always had this opinion, which is not a surprise, that people that are newsreaders are morons.
Well, you're not. You're not the ones
talking
doing
heads. Yeah.
Right.
Now, Megyn Kelly has a law degree and Tucker has some kind of fancy degree from Harvard or whatever. They're still morons. Like you can do well in school and still be a moron.
True.
Because a moron has more to do with how you use your brain than whether or not you can memorize answers for a test.
Well, and they don't understand the stories because they've never been a journalist. They're just somebody that
there's plenty of morons that are real journalists too.
Probably. But they're taking information that somebody else gathered and they're reporting on it, which is the garbage quotient of the internet, which is that is what everybody is doing now. So it all depends whose sources are good.
Back when I was in college, I was on the board of directors of the Minnesota Daily, which is the
Beaver.
No, not the Beaver, the Daily. Which is the newspaper of the University of Minnesota with, I think they published like 30,000 papers per publishing.
That's a decent circulation.
They had their budget was in the millions. I remember that. And, I was often the guy really trying to stick to a separation between the editorial policy and the sales policy, the marketing side of the thing. It's like we can't allow the paper to simply be something that uses the market decide what they're going to talk about, because the paper was still like 50% funded by the college and 50% by donations, and AKA donations being advertisements. So the college still had a big say in what they did. But I remember we had those like big debates every year in the paper and focusing on, budgetary stuff when it came down to it.
Who was going to control the news?
And then the flip side of it was like it seemed like some of the reporters really made it their life's goal to write stories, negative stories about anybody that had an advertisement in the paper. And that's not good either. It's like, you're a fucking moron. Like, you got to have balance, which is focus on what's actually there and not on creating a story. This is a lesson most people that never seem to learn that are in journalism is if you become the story, you have utterly failed.
Well, that's all it is now. Story creation.
And Megan Fox.
I'd watch her a lot more than Megyn Kelly.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I was thinking Megan Fox. Megyn Kelly is the story right now.
And that's never a good thing.
No.
I don't know, the way you're reporting.
Yeah, and now we're seeing the benefit of what Fox actually provided was guardrails for those two morons.
Well, yes, somebody. And that is something that O'Reilly talks about a lot. Like when I was at And he worked at ABC, CBS, and Fox. He's like, they would never have been able to get away with that. Right. But you were never able to get, and if you said something that was incorrect, well, then you paid a price.
Yeah.
Now people could just sit there and blather for hours and nobody cares what they say, even if it's completely wrong.
You also got to remember that Megyn Kelly was hired for her legs, not her brain.
True.
And we know that from her book, which talked about how that whole process was demeaning, having to spin around, even though she has a law degree. It's like, wow, that's what she was hired for. If she was an ugly lawyer, she would not have had that job.
Yeah.
What?
Kamala Harris has a law degree. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Exactly. And then Tucker, I swear to God, was hired for his bow tie. He was the only guy that still wore bow ties, and they thought that's a certain demographic that would hit that. Yeah, that demographic. The howdy doody folks.
The insane demographic. Like, what the fuck is that guy doing?
Oh, and I got to mention this before we wrap, because we are getting close to wrap.
Yeah, we're getting close to wrap.
Have you seen, and I suspect the answer is no, the latest rant from Nick Fuentes?
No, I do not watch any Nick Fuentes because I think he's retarded.
Yes, well, the retarded Nick Fuentes latest rant was like, I'm really getting sick of all you guys with your stupid shit. I'm about ready to become a Jew. I posted this video on X. It is hilarious. And whatever you say about the guy, he does know how to troll people.
Oh, yeah.
But it is funny. But what's doubly funny is because there's some folks who did a little investigating, a little background work, and found a couple things out. One is Fuentes, historically from Spain, is a Jewish last name. I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either.
Clearly plead ignorance on that one. I don't know. Sounds Mexican
probably
to me,
got
but
some family members.
Traditional. Oh, here's the best part. His dad, who we've got an image of, apparently did a 23andMe. And guess what he found out?
He's 80% Jewish.
He is Jewish.
Congratulations, everybody.
I mean, he's a Catholic.
He's a self-hating Jew.
DNA would have definitely put him into Auschwitz.
So self-hating Jew that is now practicing Catholic is the...
Yeah, so the gay Jewish Mexican white supremacist...
This is what the news has turned into, though. I'm laughing, but that is your typical commentators now that...
yeah.
It's too insane.
It is absolutely crazy.
It is unbelievable that, I mean, what's even more annoying is they get huge audiences and
people like to be entertained. This is the thing we need to learn is that how the fuck do we change this show to be a little more entertaining?
I know. I'm tired of, it's been on a couple of shows now on No Agenda, John C. Dvorak. Oh, Nick Fuentes, he's really great. He hardly ever says Amaran. He could just talk for hours off the cuff. Not many people can do that. Hey, fucking Unrelenting! Have you not heard this show? This is the epitome of that.
We kind of are. I don't know of any other shows that are just a completely unscripted, uncensored, have no clue what the topics are going to be when the show starts. I mean, at least with my other show with Ben will usually send me like 5 links before the show. So it's like, these are the things I'm going to talk about. And then I'm like, okay, well, it's too fucking late. I'm not going to watch them before we start recording. So too bad. But at least there's something like this show. I have no idea what we talked about or what we're going to talk about 5 minutes from now.
Well, that's why we have to listen back later to see what was on the show.
I know, but it's just not that entertaining. So I usually don't listen.
Nancy Pelosi said you have to record the show to know what's on it.
Oh. Well, Nancy does know things because she's gotten to be rich.